Hi guys, well we've finished up week 6 and we've got 1 week to go before the exam week and then the mid-semester break. In this week's topics we introduced some complications with liabilities and the provisions and contingencies standard AASB 137 was basically there to address two problems that we have with liabilities. Informational problems. We're conservative. If a liability might exist, we should probably tell people about it, but also an incentive problem. Managers have incentives to hide or fudge liabilities. They don't have an incentive to hide assets. If anything, they have an incentive to over-report them. So we finished up the week by discussing share-based payments, and the reason that belonged in this week was because you think share-based payments, you think equity. It's not necessarily equity. As you will know from the lecture, share-based payments may sometimes be settled up in cash, and that makes them liabilities, even though their value may be a function of the value of equity. Now, a few quick comments about the exam. If something happens between now and the exam, which means you're going to be inconvenienced for the exam, or you might possibly miss it, then please get in touch with me, preferably by email, and to let me know. And that's if you need some advice about what to do. Now, if you do end up sitting the exam and are sick, then what you'll need to do is fill out an application for special consideration form, and that is available at www.sau.uts.edu.au www.sau.uts.edu.au. Have a look at the written version of the RAP for the URL. If you end up missing the exam, you'll need to fill out an application for a special exam at the same website. Please note that you can only do either of these after the exam, and you have to do it within 2 working days. So that basically means the Wednesday or the Thursday, given that the exam is on a Tuesday. In terms of support between now and the exam, we've got the usual things happening. So the UTS online discussion boards are of course still functioning. They have been pretty quiet, a little surprisingly quiet actually up until now. So we've managed to get turnaround on questions that have been posted. If you do post a question, please make sure that you post it in the most relevant forum, and please add as much information as possible about what you've attempted and what the question is. Sometimes questions are hard to answer because you don't give us enough information. But so far this semester people have been pretty good about that. So give us enough information for us to know what you're talking about. That makes it possible for us to target our responses a little bit better. What else is going on? We've still got the usual drop-in classes and consultation times happening. I'm getting some people turning up for drop-ins, that's good. We're addressing some issues there. I'm not having many people to come to consultations. Remember, I am available 1:30 to 4:30 on Thursdays, so if you want to see me, shoot me an email and I can be around, because I'm here. Just let me know that you're going to come. So if you are unsure about the drop-in class times or the consult times, just check the last page on the lecture slides. I've been putting that up each week. Now, don't forget, this week we've also got the special pre-mid-semester exam drop-ins. They're on Friday, and they're down here in the Haymarket campus, not up on the main campus. So the first drop-in is from 10 AM till noon, 2-hour drop-in in room CM05C0105. It was room C105 in Haymarket. The second is 5 PM to 7 PM in room CM05D.02.19. In other words, room D219 in Haymarket. If you've got any last-minute questions, come along. And there are also multimedia guides. The screencasts are still up there. They're still labelled as last semester, but hey, they're always the same. Up there in the screencast folder under course documents. As I've said in the classes, past mid-semester exams are also available in the course documents, and don't forget that the UPass classes are still running. So basically, if you've got a question, there is a way to get it answered in whichever way you prefer. Now, for longer-term planning, we intend to get the mid-semester exams back to you to check in your enrolled tutorial first week back, so you can see how you went and where if you went wrong, and the overall results will be discussed in the first lecture back. Secondly, part 2 of the assignment, in other words the second essay, which you already have in the course outline, should be started in the first week back. So we'll talk about that a little bit more in the lecture. I'm not sure of this week or when we come back. Okay, the recording of lecture 6 is now available with the lecture slides for this week. Well, the lecture slides were already up. The recording is there. On Facebook, I've posted links to the Bronte Capital blog that I mentioned in the evening class this week. Tutorials are still also on. I think I did a pretty simple spreadsheet in class last night. I haven't put that up on UTS Online, but I'll get that up as soon as I've recorded this wrap. Well, I guess that about covers it. We know it's only a few days before the exams, but hopefully we will see you in class. We are extending liabilities. Some of the measurement issues that I may have touched on this week, we're going to look at in a little bit more detail this coming week, week 7. So we'll be talking about employee benefits. The short-term ones are pretty easy to deal with. The complicated ones are long-term ones, in particular long service leave. You know, if Robert's been working at UTS for 3 years and he's entitled to a 3-month holiday after 12 years, in other words 9 years from now, we need to estimate a lot of stuff. There are some probabilities, there's some present value calculation, and there's also the idea of, you know, trying to answer the question, what will Robert actually be earning at the time he takes the holiday? Because if he's away for 3 months, he's costing us 3 months of his salary. We need to predict that. I seem to recall that there is a screencast for long service leave on UTS Online. I hope I'm right. So have a look at that. But do come along to the class. It's not a very complicated topic, but you know, it's a nice technical topic, a little bit of theory. Okay, I'll see you guys in lectures.